Today we're going to talk about money, honey. Some of us may be balling on a budget. Some of us may be rolling in the dough. Some of us maybe detest even talking about money, but also really want it to just come hang out with you so you can do cool things together. But wherever you are in that regard, we need to address some things about money in order to help it find our address. Get it? More easily and flow to us more freely, all while removing this stigma around money being bad, because it buys things like croissants and puppies and Harry Potter books and Disneyland tickets. And yes, you're learning about my nerdy side here, but the more money we have, the more we can support ourselves and causes we care about. So we need to stop blocking it from entering our lives and enabling us to do really cool things with our lives. So let's talk about how to do that today. Unblock the dam, make the money flow, honey. And before we dig in, for my new friends, hi, I'm Julie Bethany, and I create content to empower you to live your best, most authentic life as the truest you version of who you are. And I give you the tools and resources to do that here. And I should say, if we're not official friends yet, I'd love to keep hanging out with you. And we can do that if you subscribe to the show here and or come hang out with me where I'm most active, which is on the gram at Julie Bethany, where I share daily empowerment for you in even more bite-sized bits. Now, my favorite book of all time is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, and if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you've certainly heard me talk about it a lot, but I love it because she basically is like, y'all, I did all the wild self-development stuff so I can give you the recap, the TLDR, the Spark Notes version. And she also has another book called none other than You Are a Badass at Making Money. And she talks about how for a very long time she poo-pooed, essentially, the quote from Wallace Wattles, cool last name, where he says in his ancient-ish book, it's over a century old, The Science of Getting Rich, but it still applies today that whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich. Now, notice how you're reacting to that quote right now. How does it make you feel hearing that? Because she said that once she stopped thinking that this was a terrible quote or that money is evil or that people who have it are evil too, she started attracting way more of it into her life. So we need to start off here today looking within. And we need to ask ourselves what we really think about money, like for real. Because the thing is, we may want more of it, but we may have these subconscious beliefs about money that are preventing us from getting more of it, or we're self-sabotaging when we do so that we don't have it for very long. And if we really want to understand what subconscious beliefs we have around money just laying around deep inside our little brains, or probably very big brains because you're certainly one smart double chocolate chip cookie, we can look at what we were told growing up because as little nuggets, we absorbed a lot of what we heard without judging it yet and just kind of stored it there in our little brains because we didn't have a filter yet for what we decided was truth. So we need to dig it up now so that we can replace those old beliefs we don't even believe anymore about money and grow some better beliefs and thus grow some dough in their place. So let me share some common phrases around money you may have picked up. And as I share them, think of if this is something you heard people around you say as you grew up. Think about if you ever think it yourself, even if you don't mean to. And think about how much you actually believe it to be a true fact or not. Okay, here we go. Common phrases around money we likely picked up when we were little nugs subconsciously. All right. Money doesn't grow on trees. And first of all, not to interrupt myself, but if money is paper and paper is made by wood and wood grows on trees, just saying, Philosophy 101. Anyway, next, money is the root of all evil. That's an actual Bible verse, by the way. Or rich people are evil. Or all debt is bad. And we can't afford that. Or I can't afford that. So do any of those sound familiar or resonate with you? Because I was told all of those things growing up. And for me, it wasn't just my parents saying these things like negative Nancy's, But I actually picked these things up in random environments I was in, including at church, actually, including at school, including from other adults in my life, and probably some things I watched on TV too. So, what we need to do, because these subconscious beliefs are beliefs ingrained in our brains without us even knowing it, from what we heard growing up, are also limiting beliefs or beliefs that limit our ability to pursue and live the life of our dreams. And they need to be workshopped and turned into empowering beliefs or beliefs that, conversely, empower us to pursue and live the life of our dreams. So, how do we do that? How do we convert these subconscious limiting beliefs around money we picked up like gum or poop on our shoe, often without noticing or having any say in it, into empowering beliefs? Well, we just did the first step without you maybe even knowing it. So you're very, very welcome. But we learned what those subconscious limiting beliefs we have deep down even are. We've dug them up. And now we need to take a moment to examine whether we still believe if they're true or not. And we need to reverse some of them. So if I say something like, rich people are evil, I need to make my new mantra something like, rich people can do more good with their money than those who aren't rich because they have more to give to those who need it. Basically, we want to flip the script on its head and make the negatives into positives with logical reasoning. Money isn't evil if we use it to provide a better life for ourselves and those around us, right? We need to reframe how we're thinking about money and our ability to have it and then to keep it. We don't need to tell ourselves that we can't afford something. Instead, let's ask ourselves how we can afford that thing. We need to reframe the thoughts we have around money. And if we consciously take a moment to notice we're thinking something negative about money, we can then go in and workshop that negative thought until it becomes a positive thought that aligns better with what we actually do believe. Because would you like to hang around someone who thinks that you're evil? Probably not, right? So why do you think money would want to hang around you if you're calling it evil? Because how rude. And why do you think you're likely to gather more of it or keep something around if you also think it's evil, right? We need to reframe what we think about money and those who have money. Because yes, even pastors have stolen from donations to their churches, but we don't want to make a blanket assumption that that's what everyone is like, right? We can assume instead that donations to charities are used to better people's lives and that the more money we can give, the more of an impact we can have, and the more we can feel fulfilled by knowing we're being all we can be and helping others all we can help too. And that takes money, honey. The more you have, the more you can give of anything. The more cake I bake, the more slices I can give away, and I and my friends will be very well fed and very happy. The more money I have, the more I've filled my cup so I can pour out more into others to fill their cups too, so they can also fill others' cups. It creates a positive ripple effect, but we have to get our mindset around money right in order to do that. And when we inevitably recognize we're thinking negatively about it, we need to rewrite the script we have playing in our minds about money to something more conducive to us getting to have and keep it, and then give more of it to those who need it if that's your jam. And we can also replace those negative scripts with positive ones. And it's super easy to do if we just flip our crappy subconscious beliefs on their heads and say the opposite for what I'll call our money mantras. So if we tend to think of money as the root of all evil, for example, we can now think of it as the seed that grows into resources for others. If we tend to think rich people are evil, we can look up people who've done great things with their money to give back to people. And we can decide that rich people can do more good than anyone else in terms of giving and sharing their wealth to help others become more healthy and wealthy too. And if we tend to think the thought, money doesn't grow on trees, or I suck at saving money, or anything of the like, we can replace those both with money flows to me easily and often. I can even place $1 bills in my drawers so that I see money around more often. And Get used to it so that money feels more abundant in my life. There are so many things we can do, but I do recommend picking one mantra like money flows to me easily and often, or the more money I have, the more money I can give to make my life and others' lives better too. And then you can even write it on a sticky note and stick it to your mirror. Put it as your phone screensaver, stick it onto a cabinet you'll use often, pop it into your wallet, etc. Because the more you teach yourself to think positively about money, the more it'll want to track you down, hang out with you, and stay with you. And you can fake it till you make it in terms of your beliefs around money, because if you say it enough, you'll start to believe it too. Because psychologically, if we repeat things to ourselves, we'll start to look for ways to prove it's true and to make it happen. That's how manifesting works in general. So use that money mantra, honey. And I do have an episode on manifesting too, if you would like. Okay, that's all for today. And if you like this episode, will you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up? Share it with a friend, rate it, or subscribe, because I would love to keep hanging out with you here or on Instagram at Julie Bethany. And hey, if you're feeling stuck right now and want someone, aka me, to guide you through the exact simple steps of getting unstuck and moving on your goal right now to feel happier, I have a free mini course you can watch now and a full-length one if you really love it. And you can find that at juliebethany.com/courses or in the show notes here. And I'll put a clip in after Kippen makes her episodely appearance too. I hope you go today and start to live the life of your dreams as the best, most authentic, truest you version of yourself you can be. Because when you do that, you show others it's possible for them too. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Go make that money, honey. She's always jumping in like backwards now. Say hello. Oh, good girl. She knows what gets her the treats now. Yeah. Good baby. Anything else? Good girl. Okay. Thank you. Okay, bye. I interrupt myself for this very important announcement. You're so welcome. I am beyond excited to share with you that I have a free mini course you can take right now, but also maybe wait until after you finish this episode, but to each their own. I'm not going to stop you from doing you. But the course is about helping you get unstuck and re-inspired if you feel like you're in a place like a lot of us do often, honestly, where you just don't know what you want next for your life, or if you do, how to get it. The mini course includes 10 quick minutes of me sharing strategies to help you get unstuck and re-inspired, and comes with a complimentary one-page journal entry you can download for you to work through what you want for your life and how to create the momentum to get what you want next for yourself in the easiest and fastest way possible. And you'll take away actionable items you can apply right away. And as a bonus, after the initial course, if you're still left wanting more, I'll tell you about my full-length version of that course that will walk you through creating a goal and a plan to achieve it in order to get you closer to the life of your dreams you want to be living, and the exact steps to do that over the next 3 months. I will hold your lovely hands in mine and guide you toward figuring out what you want and then how to get it efficiently if you want to take it a step further. I shall run the marathon with you after the sprint so that in 3 months you will have achieved something you really want in your life. All good things take time, so for the sake of the best version of yourself and the life you could be living 3 months from now, which will fly by, you don't need to put off your dreams any longer. You deserve to live the life of your dreams as soon as possible, because why not? So let's start today. I'm ready. Are you? To check it out and get the free mini course so you can apply the tools to improve your life right away, and or to learn more about the full-length course about going from stuck to re-inspired and really crushing a massive goal in only 3 months' time with me, the links are included with this episode. I can't wait to see what you create for your life with it. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.